Good evening. Welcome to this special call from Unsmoked Awareness series. And the call is about changing stories. So this is a gift call I wanted to do, and this is from one of my mentor, and I was speaking to her yesterday, and some awareness had, was discussed, and I immediately thought that I can do a call on this, and I would like to share with as many people as possible that one moment of conversation with my mentor. And it was like, oh my God, what all can we create with this? What all of us can create with this by this just one small awareness. If we are willing to use this awareness in our life, all of us will be able to change our life. And I'll come to that in a while. But before that, I would like to ask you, please keep your cameras on because it's a gift call. And the least that you can do is honor me with keeping your videos on. It's not compulsory. However, this call is going to be recorded and it may be posted on some social media. So if other people are watching it and if you're not comfortable with your videos on, or if you're not comfortable with the content that is discussed on this call, you may choose to keep your video off. You may choose not to interact. So it is perfectly all right. But if you really wish to take full value out of this call, please support me in creating this call and please support me in creating more for everyone on this call, right? Great. So, welcome everyone, and I'm so glad that you took out time to attend this call with me. Changing stories. So, what prompted you to attend this call? Changing stories. There was not much which was mentioned there. Changing stories. There was not much at all that I mentioned there. What prompted you to attend this call? Changing stories.
Can I
Sorry.
go?
Yeah, sure, Gina. Yeah,
So what came to my mind was that whatever drama which is going on right now, perhaps time to change that story or that drama around you.
got it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. In fact, if you search on Google with my name, it is even possible that somewhere you may find something related to what I did almost 21 years back. I started a company called Fort Fellows Academy. And in that company, my purpose, my endeavor was to reach out to more and more people and tell them your life is a story and you are the script writer. And it is up to you to have a tragic story or a happy one. And you are the creator. And for 20 years, as if I had forgotten that entire thing. So today I'm going to recreate all of it for you and for you to see how exactly your life story is designed. Yeah. Thank you very much, Gina, for sharing that. Let me ask, what is it that's one thing that you would like to change in your life? What is it, or which one area that you would definitely like to change in your life and nothing else matters? In other words, what's the number one thing that you would like to change in your life? You can share with me, you can type in the chat, or you can write it down somewhere with you. What is that number one thing that you would like to change in your life? Okay. If you're going to write in chat, I'm going to read it out, even if it's a direct message, private message. Okay. Pranav, are you okay for me sharing it with others? Great. So Pranav said, I would like to change ego and me. Lovely. Thank you. And I'm going to talk around that since he okayed sharing it with others. I'm going to talk around that as well. What else you would like to change? What is the number one thing that you would like to change in your life?
Understand the value of time.
Understand the value of time. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Gina says relationship status. Okay. All right. And who said understand the value of time?
Horus.
Horus. Okay. Understand the value of time. Okay. Keeping up my priority than people. Okay. All those who are not speaking, can you keep yourself on mute? It would be honorable to everyone. Okay. All right. Anybody else would like to share? What is it that you would like to change in your life? One thing that you would like to change in your life. Anyone, someone? Hello, Anubhuti. Hi. After a
Hi,
long time. After a long time. Good to have you. Yes.
thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. So, what is one thing that you truly, truly, really, really wanted to change in your life? Give more to society. Thank you, Pranav. Want to change my receiving. CRS. Who is CRS? That's a very difficult name to identify. What does it mean, CRS? Soumya. Okay, all right. I'll change the name. Okay. All right. Yes. Anybody else? What is one thing that you would like to change in your life? Okay, what is second thing that you would like to change in your life? So I'm giving you a chance to revise. Financial status, Preeti says. Yeah. What is second thing that you would like to change in your life? Malini says relationship. Okay. Anybody else? What is second thing you would like to change in your life? School and college days. Wonderful. Workspace. Hiral, thank you. Self-respect. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else that you would like to change? Ease with life, my priorities. Okay. All right. So would anyone would like to work with me? Forgiveness. Anyone in particular who can come on camera and work with me?
Geet, I'll go.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. So what would you like to tell me about your situation?
This really resonated, prioritizing myself. So I would like to prioritize myself.
Okay, prioritize myself. What do you mean by prioritizing yourself?
I buy into other people's stories, and
Okay.
probably it's maybe the root cause is that I'm seeking their attention, so I tend to do what they want to do.
Okay.
And somewhere then I realize that I'm not the priority, they are.
Okay. All right. What else?
What could I do to believe in me more?
Okay. Okay. What can I do to believe in me? Okay. What else? So I have written, I'm not the priority, seeking attention of others. What can I do to believe me? What all points did I miss? Uh, what all did I miss? Others can also remind me. You can type it down. if I have missed anything. Okay. Anything else, Athena?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. So you are not the priority. True? Is it true?
I am the priority, but I don't see it as the priority.
All
So I
right.
don't give myself the priority.
You don't give yourself the priority. Really? Is that true?
Yes and no.
Good. Are you seeking attention of others?
Yes
And no.
and no.
Okay. Yeah. What can you do to believe in you? Do you believe in yourself?
Yes
And
and
no.
no.
So, do you see what is happening? Are you aware what is happening?
Yes, that I conveniently choose when I want to be working for myself and when I choose to allow others to take
Oh,
that.
fine. All right. Can I meet the script writer?
You are talking to her.
Yeah. Wow. So you created this story. You created this story. Okay. So how many times would you like to repeat this story? And the more you repeat the story, will it change? So I will tell you a story from my end. Thank you, Athena, for coming up in front. It's not an easy thing to do. Thank you so much. Now I'll continue with this. I have a website which I created almost 5 years back, and I worked on that website on my own. Then I created second website, and I gave it to some guys for redesigning the website. And one of my friend, or rather two of my friend, these two people said, Keith, your website needs this and that and that, and if you need any help, you can always come for me. I'm not asking you to pay me, but I can always help you. So these two guys started giving me inputs, and the guy who was doing the job of making my website, he did pretty good job, but these two guys actually poisoned me against that guy. My experience with every website designer went to worse. And for 5 years, I have been repeating the same old story that website designers, they are the worst among the lot, until I met social media experts. Till the time I kept on repeating the story, my story did not change until one day I found someone who was able to do very well. And I forgot my story for a while until one day he was not available and I had to ask somebody else to pitch in. And that person did a very shoddy job. So I had one part of the story which is good, which is what Athena said, yes, and the other part of the story, the no, and I mixed both of them, and there was entire drama and trauma and the climax. And I started repeating my story. Can you imagine what happened? The guy who did a fantastic job messed up everything, and he messed up so much that in last 8 months I couldn't repair. I gave him video as well as written testimonial saying this is the best guy I ever come across in my entire life. How many of you have been repeating stories about your health? How many of you have been repeating stories about unforgiveness? How many of you have been repeating stories about difficulties in your life? And how many of you have been repeating stories about workspace, relationships, society not contributing to you, your financial status, your friends? Oh, favorite topic, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, husband and wife, environment, politics. How many of you have been repeating some story again and again? And each time you repeat story, what really happens? The wall on which you have painted the story, the wall on which you have painted the story is painted with the same story again. Will it change? Is it changing? Are you even asking for change? So each time, so your mind, what your mind is like, have you seen that sugarcane extractor juicer machine? Sugarcane juice, that machine. Your mind is like that. It is constantly churning out the juice. It is constantly churning out the juice. Whatever you put inside, it juices it. Now imagine your mind is that sugarcane extractor juice, and you put a thought out there: I am not the priority. People trample over me. I'm unable to ask for me. I don't have enough money. I cannot make money. My salary is less. My workspace is bad. I'm unable to find a partner. I am not pretty. It is like you are sailing in a ship, and each time you have a thought which is counterproductive. It's like pickaxe, kudali, and you are puncturing your ship and making a hole in it. So each time you repeat the story, it is like again and again you are putting in your juicer, mixer, grinder something that you do not want in your juice. So you wanted to put coffee, but you ended up putting haldi in it, turmeric. So somebody asked, what did you make? And you said, I actually wanted to make cafe latte, but I ended up making turmeric latte. Thank God you didn't put garam masala in it or amchur in it. Yes, Pooja, you have a question. Pooja Soni, you have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what to do, like telling the story and escaping the reality.
Hmm.
See, if I'm saying I'm not well and I'm saying I'm well.
Good. Good. So your point of view, yeah, you have put yourself on mute. Unmute yourself, Pooja. Yes, you are back.
Okay. So have you heard my question?
Yes, I did. You said one is your what you are thinking, and one is your reality.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that what your question is? How do you escape your reality?
Sometimes I feel.
Okay. So all of these people who are already there, they have already done access bars, where one of the point that we learn is your point of view creates your reality. So which all countries would you travel on drop of a hat if you're a vegetarian? You get that?
Okay.
So what would your reality be?
What we are constantly thinking.
Correct. So if you're a
So
vegetarian, you would
it was like asking, telling about the reality. Sometimes, like
We don't tell all the people, but in order to share the problem,
Okay.
like all are sharing, and
What
you
is the
are
problem? What is the problem?
problem is a situation where we are not able to find a solution.
Where we are not able to find a solution, or where we are right now, and your interpretation about it that I have not found a solution. Is it a judgment? So tell me a problem that since your childhood you were not able to find a solution. Did you have a problem with your teacher, with your friends, with your shoes, with your neighbors? Did you had a problem? Is it a problem now?
No, but often I have experienced this, that I'm not able to express at the moment. Later, I realizing I could have said that that might be the answer. This I feel sometimes.
Got it. So where is the problem? The problem is in what was happening, or the problem is in your interpretation?
What was happening?
Is that the problem? If that is the problem, then why are you even thinking about it?
But what has happened make me realize, no, that I could have done this.
Yeah, so it's your thinking which is a problem, or is that what is happening is the problem?
Now, what is I'm thinking?
So where exactly is the problem?
The way we think.
Okay, let me ask you something. How many of you are actually God fearing and love God and are religious and do pray? Truthfully.
I do.
Only two people. I could see only two people. That's all right, Pranav. Allow her. Yeah. Lovely. Okay. Now, if you believe in God, that means He's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
If He has given you problem, He will solve the problem as well.
Yes.
Then why are you worrying about it? या तो फिक्र मत करो या जिक्र मत करो. या तो तुम्हारी फिक्र झूठी है या प्रॉब्लम के बारे में जो बात कर रहे हो वो झूठा है. Which one is a lie?
Depending totally upon the perception of the person.
Exactly. So where is the problem? Is the
In the
problem
perception.
out there, or is the problem here? So there must be problem in your belief or your God that He has given you the problem. Or there is problem here that you are not able to believe that your problem will also be resolved. All the problems that you had all your life, they were resolved, correct?
Yeah.
Almost all of them, isn't it? So that means the
But
current...
what about that when we have the problem, we know the solution, but we are not able to make the decision.
Okay, so decision is not the problem. Unless wanting to make the decision is your problem.
Suppose we are having the two choices and we are struggling to choose one of them for
Okay,
a long period of time.
okay. So why are you struggling? What makes you struggle?
Because it's a conflicting situation.
Okay, so if somebody else would have been in your place, would they have made a decision with ease?
I don't know.
I'm asking. You know. You always know. So let me ask what situation you have. And we can ask other people, will they be able to find a decision? And have you tried asking other people on what decision to take? Were they able to give you an answer?
people suggest different things.
Got it. It means they were able to decide.
Yeah.
Got it. So the problem is here or there in the problem, in the decision.
Of course, in the thinking.
Good. Now, does it mean that that problem is a creation of our mind?
Not only of mind, but of our action too.
Of your action, but action you will take after you take the decision. Abhi, we are stuck with the problem that we have to take the decision and we are confused. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Good. Now, what is your interpretation about you? That in past I was
Starting.
confused. I was not able to make the decision. I do not make the right decision. I have to consider A and B both, and I want to make a better decision than other people. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes.
Got it. Now
And
that is
sometimes I made the right decision. That is also there.
got it. Now, what is the problem is your story that is behind. What is your story?
Story behind.
Yeah, that is what is your story. What is your story? I must take the right decision. I must weigh the pros and cons. Decision making is very tough and it's very difficult. That's your story. So, how many of you had a broken relationship with someone? Someone, anyone? Yeah. Now, with that broken relationship, what is the story that you have? He did that to me. She did that to me. And I did that. And because they did that, and all that explanation. Is that correct? That is how we go about. Now, all that is story. And let me ask a simple question to diffuse the story. So it's like a balloon, and you pinprick that balloon by saying, "Chahte kya ho?" If you really love that person, would you like to be right with your ego, or would you change the story?
Change the story.
And
the story.
do you change the story?
Yeah.
Do you change the story?
Yes.
Good. So, yesterday I was talking to my mentor and we were having this conversation. And during this conversation, something came up and I said, "Oh, this is difficult." And then she says, "Do you think it is difficult?" And I said, "Is it difficult for me?" And she said, "Is it difficult for me?" I said, "No, no, no. It is not difficult. It is only my interpretation." And then she gave an example. She said that there was someone who had a severe fracture while running. And the guy said that I went in the morning and I was wearing loose shoes and I did not pay attention. And I wore those shoes which are not for running. And I went out for run and it was slippery. And I went out and I was running and I kept on running. And then my shoes slipped off and I fell down and I hurt my cheek and I hurt my cheek. And when I fell down, my ankle turned over, twisted over, and I realized that I may have had a fracture. And the guy went to the hospital. Other people took him to the hospital. And everybody asked what really happened. And he gave the entire story at the hospital to everyone. And he kept on repeating it. And then the doctor came, took the x ray, and said, "Oh my God, it's a severe fracture. Your bone is almost, is fractured and it would take about 4 months." 3 days later, the guy was running again. Other people who had picked him, they said, "We took you to hospital You were there in hospital. Doctor said that it will take 3 months for you to be okay, and you are running again. What happened? And the guy said, I changed my story. I changed my story. How many of you are not willing to change your story? You may have heard about neuroplasticity. If you have not, I don't know. You may have heard of manifestation. It's about your mind experiencing what you're asking for. So when you keep on repeating something about someone again and again, it will become your reality.
Can I ask something more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I have recently experienced, like within a last few weeks, or we can say not more than a month. Whenever I find any situation, I start chanting either the switch word or that access mantra, or like any uh, divine chant.
Hmm.
And then there I realized that within a time of an hour, that things had changed,
Hmm.
but not the way I supposed to respond. I may have responded in the same manner, but situation has changed.
Hmm. Okay. So what's your question? I didn't get your question.
Like how these switch words or these chants are related
No, I
to us.
don't know
Because
about switch words. I am not an expert on switch word. I don't know what it is.
when I used to interact with my boss, I was little nervous. So now I before going to my university, I started chanting like either this all of life comes to me with ease, glory, and joy. This, or whenever I find that I am having not that good conversation with my friends or family members, so I use the switch word like divine, give love, divine, give heart, such things.
Okay.
I
All right.
keep repeating it, and when we talked, the conversation was better from the
Okay.
last time,
Okay.
but it converted in the argument. But where I think that I was repeating the same thing, I was bringing the old arguments in the present time.
Got it.
So that may be the reason.
Got it. See, I won't be able to say anything about switch words. This is not about that, but I can definitely speak about access mantra. Yeah, which is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Your issue was you going to speak in front of authority, which could be your boss or anyone, and you were not comfortable and you were feeling low on confidence. And what did you tell your mind? How did you change your story? All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. What did you do actually? What did you do to your story by saying all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory? Did you change your
Like,
story?
yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now you know what really happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the purpose of the access mantra is to change your story.
So anything right related to that is changing the story which we are telling to our mind.
Absolutely. This is one mantra which will change any story if you truly choose to. And if it is not changing the story, come to me. I will give you other mantras, other ways to change your story. See, the only way to change your story is do something about it. A lot of us have made another story, and that story is we cannot change it. Most of the time, your other story is we cannot change it.
No, I have never thought
No, I
like
am
that.
not talking about you. I'm addressing to everybody in the class. Look at your story. Look at the area of your life. Somewhere you have made an interpretation about it that this cannot be changed. I cannot change it. Something externally need to happen. God needs to help. God is going to give me gada hua dhan. That's the only way. Or my lottery. Somewhere you are not choosing to change your story. So what if you are willing to change your story now? And sometimes your mind is in such a state that you are not able to change your story consciously on your own. Then you ask for help. And that is why all of us access facilitators, they work with people. They work with the help of access mantra, with the help of access clearing statement. We have other methods also. Like one of them is, today I'm going to energetically change your story. So today I'm going to have a session at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 2 batches, where you would be receiving a distant energy session called a Symphony of Possibilities. That is also about changing your story. Sometimes changing story with your finances, sometimes changing story with your body, sometimes changing story with your relationship. When you book a personal session with me for facilitation, I work on, you are deciding how do you want to change your story. And my simple question is, what do you want? What is your ask? A lot of times you are not asking, you are only defining what was not right, what did not happen as per you. And there is an interpretation, there is a judgment. Are you willing to give up your judgment? And that is what I do. The moment you give up your judgment, the moment you give up your projection, your agenda, your invention, your lies, decisions, conclusions, computations, anything or everything about that, it will change. If you have been running a business and the business is not doing well, how many of you are running a business and struggling with business big time? Honestly. Yeah. And struggling, right? Now, if I tell you something, you will not do what I am going to tell. I'm going to come up with a program which is a 4-call program, specially for business and money. How you may have stories related to your business, stories related to your money, and they both are not coming together. But you will not attend it because you have already decided, oh, this is not the way my business and money or financial reality can change. You have already decided. Are you willing to give up your stories? A lot of you think my relationship will only change when my husband or whosoever wife will have a better job, will make more money, or will be a little more politer, or will have less time or more time, or whatever. You have already defined how the solution is going to be. It's like you are looking at a menu card and saying only this one and nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, when I was thinking about, and last night I spent all night thinking about this thing that if you change your story, your life will change. And I said, what did I sign up in this life for? When I came to this world, they must have given me a form. I think I have checked out all the wrong blocks. Yeah. Okay. So somewhere we have some story. And the more we emphasize on that story, that is what is going to come true. So how many of you keep on telling yourself story that I am not smart? Truthfully, I'm stupid. I have made so many mistakes. And I will keep on making mistakes. If this is the story which is running your life, now just tell me, how is it possible that Donald Duck becomes He-Man? Out of the blue, can you change the story? Somewhere you need to go back and start right from beginning, wherever you are creating that story, and change the old story in your mind. Because that guy who was able to change his fractured ankle went back to the run, to the place where he was wearing shoes which were loose. He changed his shoes in his mind, went for a run, a comfortable run. Nothing happened. He did not slip. You change your story because your story and the outcome desired are not aligned. How many of you have learned how to change your past or effect of the past? How many of you have learned in excess? You have done foundation, right? Excess foundation. When you find your story and your past and the energy of it, how many of you have changed it? Do you know that every day you can change it? Do you know that that sugarcane extraction, juice extraction machine is continuously on and you are feeding it with something? कभी banana डाल दिया, कभी apple डाल दिया. Sometimes you are putting sugarcane also. Sometimes you put jackfruit. Imagine jackfruit juice coming out of it. It is constantly creating something. You are in constant mode of creation. It will only change when you put what you desire. So if you have a strained relationship with someone, first work here. And the energy here as well as there, both will change. And some of you who have already experienced access bars, you get access bars session and someone else changes. Their behavior changes when you get access bars run on you. How is that possible? That's so amazing, right? You can hire someone to take your medicines. Yeah, you are on your job, you are traveling and doing whatever, and somebody else is going to gym for you. This is how it happens because you have changed your story and something else will change. So change your story. How many of you see the possibility that you can change your story? And if you don't, ask for help. You can change the outcome of anything, anything that you truly wish. Your relationship with your parents, with your kids, with your colleagues, with your boss, with your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, almost anybody you can change. You can change your financial reality. And in fact, I do too many programs for changing financial reality. How many of you have changed their financial reality? Okay, let me ask because some of you have already attended. How many of you have changed your story with finances after attending my money series? Would you like to speak something? Anyone?
Total turnaround.
Thank you. Yeah. So Gina have already attended my money series 3 times. And she's also attending advanced money series, which I'm going to complete the batch today. Yes, and other people, anybody else who have attended my money series and was able to change their story. Anybody who attended foundation and changed their story. Yeah, so some people said I cannot speak as of now, but it was a big change. You do every program, you change your story. So all of access is about opening up your receiving. Somebody also said they would like to change their story on receiving. Each of these programs is about changing your story. Are you willing to change your story? And how you change your story is when you let go of the effect of your story until today, until now, you change your story. And everywhere you are not changing something in your life, that means you are holding on to your story dear. Oh my God, my story. I won't let go of my story. I am right there. My interpretation is so right. And what is that? That's ego. That I cannot be wrong. So how many of you are imposing or making someone else wrong for your current situation. Brother, sister, father, parent, kids, somebody or other you are making wrong. That's your story. If you don't like where you are right now, move. You are not a tree. Are you willing to change your story? So who is going to will work with me on changing their financial story with me? Who is willing to change their relationship story with me? Who is willing to change their business story with me? Who is willing to change their story with their
Me.
parents? Lovely, thank you. Yes, I'm looking at everybody's message. Yeah. Feel free to connect with me on the group, and we will work out what program would suit you the best. I'm coming up with multiple programs, and if you want energetically your story to change, you can receive a Symphony of Possibility session. All you have to do is lie down on your bed and just receive the session. It's a group symphony session. So I'll be giving this session to multiple people. I have 3 slots available in the 10 o'clock batch and 2 slots available at 11 o'clock batch. So if you wish to receive Symphony of Possibilities session, feel free to connect with me. And if you wish to attend the money series, let me know. I'm going to start a money series batch as well as the advanced money series batch. And I have a special program coming up, which is a four call series called as Access to Business and Money, which I'm starting day after. Look forward to see you in your city sometime. I do not know which all city all of you are, but most of you are from Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Dubai, Jaipur, Amritsar, Faridabad. Yeah. All right. Noida. And yeah, anybody else? Yes. And Kolkata, I can see. Gurgaon, Bhumit, yes. Great. Any questions, anything you would like to ask, any clarification that you would like to seek, feel free to ask. Would be happy to answer. I have my next call, which I have to log on to. Mrityunjana Pathak. That's from Lucknow. Okay, someday. Lucknow as well. Yeah. Any question that you have? Is it clear? Yes. Anything you would like to ask? Or are we
So
done for
every
the
time
call?
you start, every time you end up starting a new story, like you don't even realize sometimes that you're bouncing upon a story or
Correct.
you're getting into a drama.
Correct.
So and the moment and when you're aware, then you start recognizing that. So is there anything that just like a one parting tip that you can give to just get rid of that?
Yeah. Yeah. So there is one question that I would like to ask all the time. Everything happens. You ask yourself, what am I aware of now? Because it's all about awareness. Only when you are aware, and most of the time you are not aware. When you ask yourself, what am I aware of now? You can change your story. You know that there is story. Or the second question is, now what's my story here? Right? Human mind, if you really want your mind to work in your favor, you have to ask questions. Because mind is a problem solver. The more you ask questions from your mind, the more it will direct you to where you need to be. So ask questions from your mind. What's my story here? Yeah, that will change everything for you. What's my story here? What am I aware of? These are two very, very basic questions before even going into decisions. Because otherwise Pooja will ask that you haven't answered me for how to make the decision. That comes later. First thing is, what am I aware of? Because most of the times you are not even aware of what you are aware of. And the purpose of access is to be aware of what you are aware of. That is what we cover in all access workshops, and they're about receiving. Does that answer? Yeah, cool. Ritu Agrawal, you were.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Ritu Agrawal, you were asking something? No, it was Ritu. You were asking. Ritu from Delhi. You were asking something that time.
I forgot. Probably next
All right.
time.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Okay. Anybody else have got any question? I can answer. I have another 4 minutes. Anubhuti, Malini, Preeti, Samiksha, Sunita, Pranav, Geeta, Seema, Reshma, Bhumit, Mahesh, Pratyunjana, Horace.
I did.
Yes. Hi.
So my story is every time I announce the Access Pass class, and most of the times it ends up in a no-show. So
Very important. Good. Okay. Got it. So, Seema, for you, access business and money, or rather business done different, is very important. And you know every possible tool. Even before you start a class, do you ask this question, what am I aware of? Not what is my interpretation, not what is my story. Of course, that question as well. Rather, ask this question, what is my story about this? So you say, whenever I launch my classes, there is a no-show. Is that correct?
yeah,
Now, what you have to do is you have to clear that story.
okay.
You have to talk about all those stories, all those places where you launched a class and people came.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, ask the class to create itself. You know the entity work, right?
Yeah,
Ask the class to come to you as an entity and then create it. Give it time.
okay.
You know energy pulse?
Yes.
Don't do energy pulse, otherwise too many people will come to your class. You won't be able to handle. Yeah. And if you still want to learn all that, I cover energy pulse and access to business and money workshop also. See, we know everything. That's the problem. The purpose of access is to empower you to know that you know. We know everything, but we don't use it. Why? Stories. And then some people come to me, I'm a drama queen. I love watching movies. Of course you are. Your life is a movie and you are the drama queen in that. It will only change when you are truly willing to change. Most of the time, we are not willing to change our story. As if we change the story, our identity will change. Now we change ho jayega. Yeah, we love drama. Yeah, so are you willing to change your story? And if you are, there are multiple ways of doing it. You ask for help. You catch yourself by asking questions. You take energetic session and change your story. So
Can you
how would
repeat
you?
the question? Just you gave just.
Well, I said, what's my story, and what am I aware of? These are the two questions.
Okay.
Yeah, you can listen to the recording. I'll put this recording
Sure.
somewhere. I'm still to figure out. Is it called works to be on the YouTube? Would you like to watch it again? Then I'll put it on YouTube. Otherwise, I'll just poke and pod the call.
No, you don't need to poke and pod it. It's an
Okay.
amazing call.
Thank you.
I've been listening silently, then I thought,
Lovely.
okay, let me ask the question.
Awesome. So, most important part is listen to it carefully. Final building. I'm building it for you. The problem is not that you have a story. The problem is you are not willing to make a different story on the current story by letting go of the power of that story. How many of you have seen Harry Potter? In Harry Potter, there was that magical being. What was the name of that magical being? When a master gives old clothes to him or clothes to him or something like that, he's freed, right? Something like that. No, you don't remember? With long ears, the dwarf.
Somebody is saying house elf.
Yeah, house elf, correct. It was a house elf, right? So I don't remember name. And it's like that elf was not willing to give up his master.
Hmm.
You are not willing to give up your story. Today, I am giving you freedom. Change your story. Please stop making Sulabh Shauchalay on your story foundation. Make Burj Khalifa. You get that? You have been making based on the foundation that you have. Change it. Change your story to change your life. So every moment you have to ask, what am I aware of? And what's my story? What's my story? Because you always have some story. Something or other is definitely your story, which you are repeating to yourself. And some people have exact words also for the same story. And as long as story works for you, it is good. So if somebody asks me, how did you come to access? Then I will say, once upon a time when I was a coach, I was making a lot of money. And I said, I would like to invest on myself. And to invest on myself, I called up my friend and I told my friend what to do. And then she told me blah, 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 blah. And then I went there and then I did this. And it's my complete story. And I will repeat each time the same way. Why? Because it creates the connection and you are able to understand the logical sequence. Does it create greater for me? Yes. But most of the time, anything that you wish to change, your story is not creating greater. So stop having jackfruit juice if you want strawberry. You get that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely. Awesome. I've got to go. 8:30, I have my another call. Thank you so much. I enjoyed having you guys here. I hope it was contribution and connect with me if you wish to change any of your stories. And if you wish to receive SOP session tonight at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., I have 2 batches. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Keith.
Bye.